Alright, we are We got the wire mill done yesterday. Trins forgot to chunk load everything, so our blast furnaces didn't get done.
Well, probably they were chunk loaded, but they weren't. Not sure why they didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. I bet I know why.
Okay.
Because usually the forced chunk loading, for some of those forced chunk loading things, you have to have been there since the server start. And you did a restart last night for pruning out some chunks, and then nobody logged in, so they never got loaded to start with. Already checked it, and I agree with Stroud. That shit is ugly. Might want to get the stuff turned on over here because it's running. Also, I don't know when, but sometime I'm gonna go look at the speed of these coke ovens. Actually, I can do it now. They seem a little fast now that they're doing multiple things. I think we need to slow them up just a little bit. So I'm going to load up GT6 and go take a look while we wait on, because you were just waiting on the, oh, there's 9 wrought iron right here. So we just need to get this in the compressor, make sure we have enough steam, cut it into plates, and then you can make the polarizer. They screwed up the code. What they screw the code up for? And I can't say that they screwed it up. I would say that they changed it, because they changed a lot of code to help with performance things. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. But I know that Greg's GT5 was buggy as shit, and that's why Bloody did a bunch of changes. But he didn't do any backdoor changes. The New Horizons team ended up doing the backdoor changes once Bloody was done, because one of the excuses for why the blast furnace was used as a roaster in words. The reason why the blast furnace was used as a roaster in GT5U was because they ran out of IDs to add new blocks and stuff. Shit, I threw that in there. The 08 version seems laggy as shit. The 09 version, I don't remember being that laggy. It had a couple issues here and there, but I don't remember being as laggy as the 08 version. But the 08 version didn't get worked on for fucking ever. So there was a lot of changes that didn't get ported in to the 08 version. Which is why I was hoping that Ethrin and whoever the fuck else it was that was working on it, or supposedly going to work on it, would get it done. And they never did. porting over the changes from New Horizons so that I could fix that stuff, which is what I will use yours for if you get it to where the vanilla recipes and the vanilla GT5 recipes are at least have a normal setting. Then I will redo mine, unless you want to do it for me, which I would appreciate, because GT508 is basically Greg's GT507 with a fusion reactor added. It has none of the circuit changes. It has none of the fucking oil changes. It has none of the miners, I do believe. I know it doesn't have the single block miners. And in the BDE version, even the 09 version would have those motherfuckers taken out. Because that was something he should have never added, because he already had the fucking multi-block miner. Those single block miners can go fuck themselves. Okay. Well, then I may not have to redo mine. Well, I still have to do the 08 version because I want the 08 version. Because I want Junior to be able to see. I don't want to take him all the way back to Greg's, because Greg's didn't have a fusion reactor. So there's no reason to go all the way back to 07, because the whole thing is race to fusion. And you can't race to fusion if there ain't a fusion. But I want Junior to be able to go through the progression of going from GT4 to seeing what GT5 was in Greg's vision, then going to GT5U to see what it was like in Bloody's vision, then going to GT6. I've already gone through all of that. I've actually played all of them from 1 through 6. The only one I haven't done is 0, which is just the lightning rod added to IC2. Yeah, because that's all you watch, Dan, is shorts. So their algorithm is going to show you shorts. It's not going to show you what you normally watch. And we can't stream on YouTube right now. Something is going on and it's fucking broke. So we're only over here for now. And fuck. I'm not full of creosote. I'm just full of coal. So that's fine. All right. So trends. Set a stopwatch. Watch the timing. Something. Let me turn off the automation so we can see exactly how this works. I need a way to get up on top. That's not going to get me up there. This will, though. Except I can't put it on. I can't put them on that thing, though. I can put it there. Can I get this under it? No. Won't let me. Oh, got it. Okay. So break that. I don't know why that's even going inside. I must have had some Presume to put that in there, but not what it was. Okay, here we go. Check the time. Just started. It looks like it's going to be about a minute, because that's about 30 seconds right there. And I believe yours was cooking in like a minute. Or in like 20 seconds. Okay. Well, when you get everything you're working on done, let me know, and I'll show you what 08 was. And then you can figure out how to best implement that into a setting for yours. Which means you got to revert any oil changes that Bloody did and circuit changes, though I might tweak the circuit stuff a little bit, maybe. Because I still don't like Craig's way of doing it in GT5, but if we want a pure GT5 thing, we kind of have to have it. He had silicon plates. And even in here, he doesn't have silicon plates that didn't take, fuels. Okay, there you go, Trins. Just got done. Hopefully you timed that. Because
I got about 3 minutes.
Was it 3?
Like, probably, if you click the recipe, it'll probably show you how long it takes.
Oh, I got these right here. Recipe. There you go. 360 seconds. But that shows that it's 1 for 360 seconds. So I think it's 360 seconds to run the bitch, but it can do up to 8 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But see, if you use the cold brick, it's 180 seconds. If you use the crushed, it's 180. So it's only the 360 if you're doing the raw, which gives you 2 cold coke bricks, which you're not doing bricks, so it would just be 2 cold coke if you choose to do it this way. And it's a full bucket of creosote if you use raw, and then if you do the crushed, it's only 1 cold coke and 500 liters and half the time. So you can literally double it just by throwing the raw shit in here if you do this. So it's up to you if you want to do this or if you want to still make people. I didn't know this existed. I don't remember ever seeing this before. I'd have bitched about this if I'd seen it because this keeps you from using the macerator. I'd prefer not having this recipe.
That's all I was just thinking. It's like, why would you use a macerator if you can just throw the raw and
Right.
get double?
But you have to remember, Greg also does an extra cold coat chunk for the purified. You get more out of it if you process it. So at the crushed part, no. But Greg also allows you to wash it, which you shouldn't be able to do. Well, coal, yes. Oil shale, no. But if you go ahead and wash it, which we don't typically do because it just gives you lignite or sulfur, which is about fucking useless, you actually get an extra coal coat chunk out of it. And if you centrifuge it after that, you get 2 extra. But I don't think you want to deal with these chunks for coal coat. To be giving people extra for processing.
Well, with coal, you can get thorium out of it if you... Here, you can get thorium if you run it through the thermal centrifuge.
Oh, okay. So then maybe it wouldn't be... maybe it wouldn't be bad because we've got the barrels. We can unify with the barrels, right? It does the unification thing from nuggets to ingots.
Actually, I'm not sure I implemented that. I don't think I implemented... I don't think I implemented that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you didn't implement that, then that means we're going to have cold coat chunks. And chunks would mean you should have bricks to be like an ingot, not an item. It's just going to make it a pain in the ass if you do that. But I'll let you figure out what you want to do with that. There's the information.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get my ass back over here where I belong. Can you summarize what 08 added? No. New Horizons absolutely does not use 07. New Horizons uses 09. Let me give you a little history lesson here. So, Greg stopped doing... Okay, let this noise break. I hate Enderman. So, Greg did up to 07.07. That was the final version that Greg put out. I actually have a Resurrection of the Resurrection pack on my website, which is the 07 version with all of the bullshit ripped out of it, because when 1710 had a change in the fluid shit halfway through development by Forge that broke all the fluid shit in every fucking mod, and everybody had to change over the new system. So you couldn't run 07 in the most up-to-date Forge, and you couldn't run modern updated mods for 1.7 in with Greg Tech. So Greg Tech kind of died at 07 when he fucked off, until Bloody took over and did the unofficial version. When Bloody took over, he changed the number to .0801 for his first version, and the main thing he did was update the fluid shit so it could be played with the modern Forge, modern for 1.7.10, and the other mods that had already updated past that fluid fuck up, and then implemented the fusion reactor, and I believe the turbines was the only thing he really added from where Greg ended. Maybe some higher tier machines, because I believe Greg in GT5 did not plan on having the machines past EV like he doesn't in GT6, because he did not have, if I'm remembering this correctly, give me a little leeway for being retarded, because I haven't played with his versions in like 12 years. But if I'm remembering it correctly, he did not have EV machines past EV. For the most part, there may have been like a few specifics. I see that. Give that here. And I need a wire, like I prefer a 4X at least cable to put this on, so we can hook the other ones to it. And once he got the reactor and the turbines in, he then felt that Bloody's version, or Greg's version of Greg Tech, was complete, and you could play it all the way through to the end, because it had everything that GT4 had, but in a GT5 way of doing it. Hush it! Those ugly dogs needed to die. Also, why did you in here? Weren't supposed to see that. So then once he got 08 complete, he went to 09. That way 08 could stay the closest thing you could get to GT5 in Greg's vision. And then he started making his changes. Ah, gotcha. It's the weekend and the kids are over. Gotcha. So then he started making the changes that he wanted to make, which was the circuit change and the oil change. And then they started all the community shit, where people started PRing in other things to make it more difficult. One guy even wanted to make it to where silver was ultra rare, and even when you processed silver ore, you would only manage to get nuggets out of it, because silver should be like the most rarest thing in the world. He wanted you to have to go through like all the mercury processing and shit to even process silver, which is the one thing I could say I like about the old GT5 community, because we all shit all over that. And put a stop to that shit quickly. And then Bloody fucked off after doing all of the stuff he was doing, and while he was only having PRs coming in for it. And when he fucked off, he didn't put anybody else in charge of doing the PR shit. So he just abandoned everybody, which pissed me off. And because he abandoned it, then I think it's Dragon's his name. I always get his name wrong, so him and the New Horizons people decided to take it upon themselves to do the New Horizons thing and continue development, but doing it in a selfish way, unlike Bloody, which is why it pisses me off. You know, Bloody took GT5 and made a version that was exactly what Greg did, exactly the way Greg did it, and then put in a few things to finish it, and then went, you know what, here it is. Anybody that wants to play it the way Greg did it, here it is. But New Horizons couldn't follow that, and go, you know what? We're going to fix all the back end shit that we feel is broken. Some of it, which absolutely was broken. And they couldn't put out a GT5U New Horizons version that didn't fuck up everything and go, here is what Bloody's version would be without all the broken shit. They just did all of their bullshit right in fucking GT5, so nobody could say, well, you know what? I'm not really into playing fucking New Horizons as a job. I have a life. I'd like to play some other game in the next 20 fucking years. So I don't want to play with all of this bullshit. Maybe I'll take these mods out. You know, no, everything's hard-coded, written into the bullshit, and you're stuck with it. Go fuck yourself. And that's what pissed me off about their shit. Fucking selfish ass motherfuckers. Awesome. Crazy. Where the fuck's the food? Do you see food on this hot bar down here? I ain't got no fucking food. I ain't got no food in here. And you go in this motherfucking pink ass damn place, they ain't shit cooked anywhere. Look at all this shit. You make my ass some vegetable stew or something. You got carrots and potatoes coming out your ass. Chat. Feed me some more. I'm a hungry man. I need food. Alright, I'll stop being retarded. Hell no, I didn't tell that woman shit. I'll tell her shit till it's time to fucking do it. Barrel in the window. Why is there a barrel in the window? Why is there not a sign on the barrel in the window? That's seeds, woman! Do I look like a chicken to you? I don't eat seeds. I need actual food.
There's another barrel behind you.
Have you ever heard of signs? All this raw shit you got over here, this is all you got cooked? That.
Oh wait, Bear, I have forks cables now.
Give the woman the shit so she can cook me all the good food, and I'm stuck with fucking salad. Shut up. Ugh, come on. No fucking oil. He's trying to unfuck New Horizons and took Greg's dumbass opinion as a fucking naming convention. So he's calling it GT5UU.
GT5, so GT5 unofficial.
Yes. That's what Greg's going with, I'm assuming.
That sounds retarded.
Yes. I still say the unfucked New Horizons is, or just unfucked Horizons. Just call it GT5 UFH. nobody has to actually know what the UFH stands for. I need a wrench first. What the fuck are you doing with the wire cutter down there? Fucking wire cutters down a minute. Get your damn wrench. Alright, there's your polarizer. There's your wire mill, right side by side. I shouldn't have put them side by side. I should have put the lathe where the wire mill is. Fuck it. Just a little bit of power. Put the wire mill here, and then we'll put the bender beside that for now. So now you're going to start the lathe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. In 121, Trims does not do 121. In 120, I don't know. You have to ask him that. Why doesn't the furnace, when on, provide heat for the pot? Because there's an actual fucking stove, woman. Make the fucking stove. And trust me, the stove is fucking gayer than using the fucking furnace because it never goes out and doesn't need fuel. And he says it's GT5U unbound. Still sounds gay. What do you mean make it for me? I'm just gonna stay in fucking GT5 or in F5 mode. Do I look like a crafting winch to you? I am not the crafting winch. What the fuck you think I'm gonna make you shit? You're gonna stay in this mode. Y'all can stare at my crotch the whole fucking stream.
Dan, I didn't do a full rewrite. I'm just rewriting parts. That's all. I don't have time to rewrite the mod.
We don't have any charcoal right now. Bitch, I gotta go cut you fucking trees to make you a furnace. I don't like you that damn much to do work. Motherfucker, now what? Don't tell me you're just sitting here watching. You take your bitch ass out back there and watch it on your computer. You stand here and watch over my shoulder. Hell do you want? Belch in my ear, you cunt. Get away from me. I'm trying to work. You going back to work? Alright. No, he doesn't do a good job. He makes a mess. Coda's certainly not gonna help him. He just wants to chew on the fucking toe. How is that not helping? He's an asshole dog. Dan doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Why the fuck would you think he did? We have more iron, right?
Yeah.
We're out of take half of this. Get it in here and start making some more. Wrought iron. I'm cooking up the one we got now in the steel. You're gonna even answer fucking what the hell he asked, and you're just gonna fucking completely ignore him like a bitch. Motherfucker asks you a question, puts it directly to him, and you just talk to me and completely ignore him. What a bitch! I've slapped the cock out your mouth. Fucking ignore me like that. Your mama not raised you better than that motherfucker. Even if you tell a motherfucker to fuck off, nobody cares about what you have to say. At least answer them. Don't just ignore them like a little cunt. Why do you think I tell you motherfuckers off all the time? Because I'm at least going to have enough respect for you to answer your bitch ass. I'm just going to answer your bitch ass because I don't give a fuck. Because, just to get a song stuck in Crazy's head, because I just don't give a fuck. We ain't bricks laying around. I need 4 blocks, and I don't think we have 4 blocks. I think we turned them all into fire bricks. That for some reason, we still ain't used. Find some more clay. That needs to be like another one of our sound alerts. If Dan was around here more often, I'd make one of me just going, yeah, fuck you, Dan. Because that's usually my response to him is, yeah, fuck you, Dan.
Maybe I just found some bricks.
Is there enough for 4 blocks, though?
Yes.
Good, I'm coming home.
On the table.
Just like if Shadow was around more often, there'd be one that goes, yeah, fuck you too, Shadow. So I'd quit having to say it all the time. Motherfucker broke my hat. What a bitch. I don't know why there's a banner ad right below my fucking thing. That's not my bullshit. Probably because I have fucking ads turned off. So you guys won't get mid-roll bullshit. So they want to try to get some fucking money out of my ass streaming. What was I doing? Oh. I was making her ass some shit. I still hate that every time I shift click, it goes to that damn parking spot. Go in my inventory.
Yeah, I noticed that. Annoying.
Well, apparently you look up too much women's fucking pads, motherfucker. They thought you needed it. If you didn't bitch so much, They wouldn't think you needed Tampax. There. Now, get this damn thing. Oh, where's my pickaxe? Get this damn thing over here on the stove. See? Now it'll work when you put the right shit in it. So you can make tomato soup with 2 tomatoes. You have to put the bowl down here. It will actually work. It does have to be like this. It will actually work, but it'll fill up the pot. But you cannot pull them out of here. You have to put the bowls in, then it'll transfer it into the bowls. But if you just leave the bowls there, it'll automatically put it in the bowl. Where's your stupid soup? But the one I want is the one I always eat is there's vegetable soup, which is doable, but what I prefer, not venison stew, not reb stew, beef stew. That's the one I prefer. Just potato, carrots, and some beef. Problem is, it has to be raw beef, but you can do the mince meat, which is 1 raw meat turned into 2, which means I have to go make your ass a damn knife. That's not fucking plenty. I don't care if you know, I'm telling you anyways. That way you have no excuse. Close your eyes, woman. Oh, she likes fucking Pam's, trust me. Oh yeah, I need a thing.
I hate Pam's.
I know. I don't hate Pam's. I just don't like it as much as Farmer's Delight. How the fuck did you put this damn thing? Oh, you gotta make the knife blade, you motherfucker. If it was anybody else, they'd have got a fucking black steel or a red steel knife. Don't start thinking I like you, though. I wasted one of these on your damn knife. There. Now I expect some damn beef stew. You're welcome. Just don't start thinking I like you, so. You have a place you want me to put all this sticky resin I'm gathering? Hey, look, a box. Perfect place for it. Let me just
That's
shove it
what
in
I'm
here and take up all this. We need a barrel. I need to make more barrels. You get that lathe done, I'm making like 1,000,000 fucking barrels. And by the way, we are setting up a tube system as soon as we can afford it, so I can have a way to send these bowls back to crazy. So only thing and let me get this correct, I like it, but I don't like it. I hate the fact that in Pam's you eat the fucking bowl. It's stupid. But I also do not like to drop these damn bowls off fucking constantly.
What do you mean my tube system? Like,
Oh, I'll just do a hopper underneath the barrel or underneath the chest and make some pipes that'll connect over to the thing to a barrel, and I drop the fucking thing in the chest and it'll zoop it right over to her. But that's, you know, once we get some proper ore stuff set up. Ore processing set up. And we're not sitting here relying on blast furnace and all our shit. Woohoo, I got red steel. I got red steel. Thought I already had some red steel. Did I already make red steel plates? I didn't make red steel plates. Motherfucker, I gotta wait for more red steel. Because I gotta make plates. Oh, you didn't start the two big ones, huh? Are we doing the, trying to throttle down the bronze boiler? Are we making it early this time? Bronze boiler. Are we doing the throttling down thing, or are we waiting to almost HV? We're not making it anytime soon. But I'm talking like when we get ready to do the EBF.
Well, this doesn't throttling down like waste a bunch of fuel or something. Or is it not? I can't remember.
I don't know. I never understood the bullshit behind it and didn't want to read the fucking code, and there wasn't anything in the tooltip about how it did it or anything. And back then I wasn't doing testing bullshit, and I just got, well, I was, but I wasn't. I didn't give a shit to try to figure out, because I'd already been doing it my way where I just used lava boilers. Because in 1710, lava boilers are pretty easy because lava level's not far. In here, lava level's a bitch.
Probably a good idea to at least try it.
Okay. Back then, I used to make fucking a stack of pipes, and it would go from bedrock all the way up to the damn factory. And I could use a railcraft tank cart, which, by the way, you really need to, if you haven't, fix those. Yeah, it just uses one of those damn strengthened glass for the tank cart. You need to put a drum in that bitch. And I hate this strengthened glass shit. Fucking nickel ingot, an invar ingot, an iron ingot, a thing of saltpeter and some water with 3 glass makes you 6. All right, man. I just hate the blast. I hate having to do the nugget crafting thing for the entire beginning of Steam Age. But I also hate the fact that you can just cook fucking limonite or pyrite into an iron ingot or malachite into a copper ingot. You know, look at this shit. This is my complaint. Malachite. Okay, malachite here. When you do it in the electrolyzer, it takes 10 of them to give you 2 copper. But in GT5U and New Horizons, you can cook every one of these motherfuckers into a copper ingot. That's fucking dumb. Most of this hydrogen and oxygen should get burned the fuck out of there when you cook it up. And even if it didn't, if it's bonded well enough that it, because I have learned since I originally started this bitching about how, well, I can kind of, motherfucker, we got to turn the big bitch on. You got a hammer to turn that motherfucker off?
Yeah. Also, I actually have an extra one if you want to.
Okay. What was I looking for before that started yelling? I was looking for something. I don't remember what it was now. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on. I did learn about this stuff and how fucking hard it is to break the bonds of oxygen and aluminum. And that's why you have to go through all of this bullshit. And the fact that alumina has a higher melting point, much higher melting point than what aluminum does because of its bond with the oxygen. But as far as I know, with malachite, I've seen motherfuckers cook that shit and you just mix some carbon with it and it cooks right up and it makes a whole bunch of hydrogen and oxygen that, or well, CO2, which is one thing I would change. I may get on to him, I may suggest it to him later on down the road, is that this recipe, if you do it in the electrolyzer, gives you CO2 instead of oxygen and carbon separately. Because if you want to use the malachite to get the carbon, it's going to take you more work because that oxygen should bond with the carbon. But in here, right now, that's the best way to do it. Where we actually, and this is something that we didn't change, which we might change in hard mode settings later once we get, you know, right now he ain't fucking with anything that isn't necessary or the circuit in the oil stuff trying to get us through the basic hard settings. But when we get through the basic shit and we have this somewhat playable, then the other thing is like pyrite. You can still electrolyze it and get copper, iron, and sulfur out. Where in GT6 it all had to be roasted. So I'm thinking about having him have a setting where the centrifuge recipes and the electrolyzer recipes are gone, and you have to use the roaster for anything that is a sulfide, and then I have to look into what you do for oxides. If electrolyzer is still viable for oxides, or if they're not, and because I don't know. Oh, we just do it as a straight ingot, dude. We just do, you put the iron in and it gives you wrought iron, and then you take the wrought iron and cook that into steel. There is one thing though, which is he didn't lower the time for wrought iron to steel. So it is really painful right now making steel because you have to first cook it to wrought iron, which takes about the same time it takes to make steel, and then the wrought iron to steel takes the same time as the original steel took. I think we need to cut the steel one down just a little bit so this isn't quite so painful. Because when you're doing the nugget thing, you can set up, you know, 9 fucking furnaces and have it quick. Roasted iron in a PDF first, then make it into... Why would you do roasted iron first and then make it into wrought iron? I don't understand your... You want a different version for... Because what we do is magnetite. Any of these work. You put the magnetite in, you get the iron out. And then you put the iron back in, you get the wrought iron. You put the wrought iron in, you get the steel out, and you shake it all about. Which steel isn't technically correct because you need to be putting oxygen in it, but trying to make it painful. You don't need it more painful than what this is. You're already more painful than New Horizons just because you're going to be using somewhere around 11 magnetite to 3 iron. Because magnetite in an electrolyzer is 7. So to make it more viable to do this than to do the blast furnace, to make these things eventually useless, you have to have it take more. It should be wasteful because you should have... The only thing I could say for making this more brutal would be make it have a slag that comes out that is either garbage or needs to be processed and can't be processed until like MV or HV or something like this. So you either toss it and waste everything, or you, to get your silicon or your carbon, your calcite back out, which, you know, there's very little use for calcium. So there really wouldn't be a reason to do it, but you'd be able to reclaim a little bit of the iron that got lost in it. But then for, you know, New Horizons type of shit or GT5U type of shit with that type of backbone that we don't have here, you would have to have a different slag for each different type of thing, or if it's just going to give you iron or if it's going to give you copper or whatever. Each sulfide would have to have its own type of slag, unless you did a stupid RNG thing of what you actually got out of it. And I hate that RNG bullshit. Do you have anything turned off that can be turned on? Because we are just...
I turned off the cutter.
I turned it back on. We are just shitting steam right now. Taking a little bit of your steel.
Oh, by the way, I was asking that's what malachite. You're saying that should I put carbon dioxide of
Yes, malachite should put out carbon dioxide because it has one
carbon monoxide, not carbon dioxide.
Is it monoxide? Is it only 1-to-1, not 1-to-2?
Yeah, it's 1 oxygen. No, never mind. It's 5 oxygen, 1 carbon. Never mind.
Okay. Greg has it in GT6 that way. We could literally steal his recipe from GT6. Which is where I'm stealing the idea from anyways. Why am I looking that up? That's not what I want. I need to get the right... There it is. Ratio. 3 black, 2 regular. Okay, so 3 black, 2 regulars. I need to thin all this back. And then this and that is what I need. No, it's 4 black. So it'd be like this. Okay. So I only need 2 of those. So this is what I need, but I need an extra brass. So I need to go get another brass. I need to make another brass. Means I gotta find another zinc. And I've been leaving zincs lay everywhere, so I don't know that we have any. Since I've been leaving them lay everywhere, I should be able to find some.
I need a barrel so I can get rid of the start in my inventory.
Put it in the Dropbox for right now, and I'll make one as soon as we get the lathe done. I don't want to waste the lead right now. we're gonna have a lathe soon. What the fuck am I looking for at this point? Oh yeah. Zinc. Maybe zinc. One. Two copper. You got any copper anywhere? We got.
I have some on me. There's also some in the chest.
I found it in here. I'm fine. Why do you have so much dirt?
It was in your Dropbox. Alright, I was trying to sort out the Dropboxes.
More red steel. All the red steel. Bear needs all the red steel. Okay. All the black steel's done. I shouldn't need to make any more of that. And start making steel again. Should have enough black steel to get us through for a while. Because I'm making 29 more red steel. So the thing is fine. We can do it in the original Greg Tech way. I just want to add a few of my own ways. That's why I said roasted iron thing. Well, no, you're not doing it the Greg Tech way, honestly, because you sort of are, you sort of aren't. Because I think wrought iron is wrong. I can't remember. But I'm not going to try to look it up right now. So, sort of. But if you do the roasted iron, then you need to do something to get it to regular iron. What are you going to do to get it to regular iron? Or are you going to change all regular iron recipes in any other mod to use roasted iron instead of iron? That's my issue with it, is the roasted iron is going to be useless other than processing it to then wrought iron or steel or whatever the fuck. Unless you put in a stage to get it to regular iron. And if you're just changing the name of wrought iron to roasted iron, I'm okay with that. And now I am going to look it up because it's annoying me. Yeah, it should be pig iron. A blast furnace converts iron ore into pig iron, which is molten iron with a high carbon content. That iron then gets made into steel in a converter, which is basically what our electric blast furnace is, that injects it with oxygen, that then pulls the extra carbon out. Wrought iron is, if I remember correctly, iron that has a lower than steel content. Pig iron is iron with a higher than steel percentage of carbon. So with the way we're doing it, wrought iron is actually the wrong thing, because this should be a lower carbon thing, not a higher carbon thing.
Yeah, don't you like have to beat pig iron to make it into steel? Like an early
No.
game.
Well, if you were doing PFC, yes. You beat the, you're basically heating it and beating the carbon out of it. And that's how you would do it in like middle age type of thing or early steel. You can also just, I've seen a guy do it in an old fashioned pit kiln thing where he accidentally made steel in a pit kiln because he had straws with baffles in them that he made out of bamboo, that he was using to blow oxygen into the fire to get the fire hot enough to make the bloom, but he got it too hot, and the amount of air he was blowing into it blew away too much of the carbon as carbon dioxide, and he ended up with steel that he couldn't work with because it was too fucking hard. Because when you get steel to a really high, when you get steel, it is way harder than what wrought iron or pig iron is, or even the bloom iron, which is what he was using. And he couldn't get it hot enough. Man, we gotta find something to use some steam. This drives me nuts hearing that thing sizzle.
I'm trying to work on the lathe.
I know, which again is part of the reason why I want that steam thing. I hate not having them paired up. So one thing I like about Greg's machines is even if you are running it and it's not doing something, the machines are at least using them. The machines just aren't running. And it's just built in. This just makes me feel like I'm wasting shit. When I'm waiting on a boiler to stop cooking or the burning box to stop burning or something like that, I don't really feel wasting. Where this, I can hear it and it just bugs the shit out of me. Yeah, we got some fucking tetra up here. And some fucking hematite up here. Put that in and at least let it macerate. It's not going to use that much steam, but it will use some. So here's the thing. Pyrite plus calcite. Pyrite. What the fuck does that say? Pyrite plus calcite would make iron pyrite. Without calcite, roasted iron in PDF, roasted iron, wrought iron. Wait a minute. Pyrite plus calcium, or calcite. Calcite is for pulling the impurities out of it. Why would pyrite without calcite make roasted iron? Roasted iron would then go to wrought iron, and roasted iron itself is already kind of useless in this fork other than one EDF recipe which outputs CO2, and to make roasted iron you already use the EDF in original recipe, then it just outputs sulfur dioxide. In short, with calcite we get more carbon, and making a normal iron, I would prefer to forget the roasted iron thing and do the pig iron thing. And if you really want to be a butt about it, you then have to use a hammer on an anvil or in the crafting table or a steam hammer, and you have to hammer the pig iron, and you waste the fucking carbon, or you put it in the EDF where you can give it oxygen, and then you use a circuit to decide if it's going to make wrought iron or if it's going to make steel, because it's all about how much of the carbon you're pulling off of that pig iron. But then you would have to change the wrought iron plates in the machine hall to be something other than wrought iron. Okay, well, your pyrite plus calcite makes iron, makes no fucking sense. Because calcite should be used in every recipe because it's a bonding agent to pull the impurities off of the metal. That's all it's doing. So giving it calcite or not giving it calcite makes no sense whatsoever. Hammering your roasted iron, which I still have a problem with it being called roasted iron, but I'll leave it at that. Hammering your roasted iron into iron would make more sense, but then it would be like five roasted iron gives you 3 iron. You would have to have some way, like do chunks or something, where you have extra and it shrinks. You can't do 4 to 4 or 1 to 1, because there has to be a loss for that carbon getting the fuck out of there. If you're trying to make it at least semi-realistic. If you don't care and you just want to do 1 to 1 in the hammer and it not look right, sure. But then when you put it in the EDF and you're able to capture the CO2 out of the muffler, where did that CO2 come from? Well, technically, to be honest, when you roast pyrite, you get iron oxide 3, which is where me and Bloody fought a whole bunch, and I also fought with Greg about it, because iron oxide 3 is the same thing as hematite. That is the chemical makeup of hematite. But hematite is a mineral. Iron oxide 3 is a state of the iron, basically. So I hated the fact that they call it hematite and not iron oxide 3. Whether you're roasting it or whether you're doing the blast furnace thing like we do, you should be getting iron oxide 3 / hematite, not pyrite or pig iron. Also, I gotta fucking piss. So fuck off, I'll be right back. Okay, I can agree with you with the bullshit that they've added in New Horizons. You can't be 100% realistic, and I wouldn't expect anything in Minecraft to be 100% realistic. Even if you're using TFC with it, you can't be 100% realistic. And even if you were, people wouldn't fucking play it because holy fuck, it would be atrocious. I take that back. Some people would probably still play it.
Yeah,
But most people wouldn't play it.
They don't want to. They don't play a game in real life. They play a game to play a game.
Uh-huh. So, and as far as the crazy multi-blocks, some of the multi-blocks in there can be wrote off as sci-fi bullshit, what if crap. fine. But for someone very logic-based like me, for something as basic as iron that we have been processing for at least 200 years, you can try to be at least semi-realistic. I'm not saying go full on TFC, because that's way more than what, again, most people are going to deal with. But at least trying to make it somewhat realistic would help. But these are just my opinions. It's not going to stop me from playing it. There's things in here that I don't agree with that Trins has done. There's things in Greg Tech 5 and 6 that I don't agree with. That I have told Greg, Bloody, and Trins, I don't fucking like it. I don't fucking agree with it. If I'm doing a normal playthrough, I'm not gonna fucking play it. But as long as it's not magic-based bullshit, I will test it. I will make sure the mechanics are there and sound as far as to give you the result that you're looking for. I don't have to like it to test it. Motherfucker, why you shit in my bench? I make my ass a fucking bench. Keep your ass the fuck out of my bench. I go to get in my damn bench, and you got your shit in my bench.
You know, I need somewhere to put.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. I just want to get my first red steel pickaxe. I even set it back up for you. The way you had it. I will give you all the opinions that you asked for. I will do my best with helping you, but I reserve the right to bitch if I don't think it's right. But in the end of the day, you're the one making the bitch. You're the one that has to live with it. You make the decisions on how it is.
I just realized that if we stood still making these rods, for some reason I thought I needed a regular gear. Since I just need a small gear.
Oh. And regular gears are still expensive till we get a extruder, right? Oh no, we can fluid solidify them. And I think that takes less. But, like, is it... Yeah, they unified all of them to fucking thermal for gears.
It's because they don't have any gold gears, that's why.
Oh, you don't have gold gears. Okay. Well, where the fuck is the regular steel? There's the regular steel. Where is the alloy thing? There should be an alloy thing with this. Yeah, it still takes 8. Yeah, but see this, that one shows up. But like this one, the recipe doesn't show up. It only shows the fluid solidifier or the extruder. It doesn't show this one, which Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it doesn't show it. This symbol thing, just, I don't know. I don't ever see this as a machine. My brain just completely avoids whatever the fuck that mess is. So whenever I see that, I just go, yeah, it doesn't exist. But yeah, it doesn't show that being able to be done. Even though it can be done that way.
I mean, when you... Which... Confused.
You know, we don't have to have the same thoughts, though. We can argue it out. I'm more than willing to sit here and argue it out with you. I like arguing. One of my favorite things to do. I just need to make sure that you understand that, you know, I'm probably not going to agree with you if it's not realistic.
But
you don't
there.
have to agree with me. What? Signalium. Okay, now it does. Why did it not a minute ago? Because I literally came in here. What's that, Signalium? Signalium. I click on that. Okay, that time it does. It didn't before, though. We're just going to go with Bears retarded. Because I don't know. But I swear that was not showing up.
Also, Signalium and gear breast is broken. Just noticed that. They didn't add any rods for it. They used the replacement system to use thermals gears, but
oh yeah, the empty tag thing. Yeah, you're right. I was wondering what you were doing about these. If you don't have them, and their recipe uses this bushing thing, railcraft gears, you have to have a gear bushing. So even, well, steel gear from theirs doesn't even show up that it has a recipe at all. Brass gear, I'm assuming you don't have a brass gear? Because you don't need one? It still uses 4 ingots and a gear bushing to make one of theirs. But yeah, their steel one does not even show up, just that uncrafting crap. Alright, that's drove me nuts. Long enough. Is there any fucking tin in this box? I'm gonna make some boxes. First thing I'm doing is getting rid of all this hash. Nuclear pure, crushed ingots, nuggets. Do we not have a box just for dust that isn't retarded? So we only have a dust box for retarded.
Right now, yeah, I need to make more chests.
Sand, pyrite. Well, soon we're going to be getting rid of a lot of this crap as soon as we get some ore processing shit set up. So it's not that big.
Yeah, I actually need a diamond.
We have a diamond. It's over there in the chest. I made sure you had one left.
Got it. Which one? Where'd you want the lathe?
Right here beside the polarizer. Since we're going to be, well, we got to cut it, don't we? No, that makes rods now with dust. We don't have to cut it anymore, right? Yeah, it makes it too small. So yeah, for a lot of things, you're either going to be going straight to this table with it, or you're going to go the polarizer. So that'll save you a little bit of walking. Okay, so center? No, we're going to do the plate bender next, right? That way we can stop with having to saw every fucking plate we need.
It's like we're also probably gonna want to make a battery box.
Not yet. We can't. We need the electrolyzer. Remember? I want to get a centrifuge, plate bender, and centrifuge, and then we're doing the electrolyzer to get a battery box. I just want to get the plate bender to get all of this annoying shit done, which now the only annoying thing we have left to do is the plate bender, so we don't have to cut every block into a plate to get plates cheap. I want to get the centrifuge so we can stop wasting so much tetra, because tetra is going to be our big iron and copper thing for right now. And because you never got rid of that recipe, because we decided not to, we can still centrifuge tetra, and that'll give you your sulfur that you need for rubber. And it'll keep us from wasting so much tetra getting copper, iron, and antimony. Because instead of using 12 tetra, it only uses 8. And then I believe we can also start doing netherrack in that, which we really need to change that recipe to be dust, if it's not. I can't remember if it is. Oh, yes it is. Okay, so netherrack, and that will give you some sulfur to it. It's not a great amount, but it'll give you some sulfur. And I'll be doing a lot of mining in the nether, so we'll have tons of it. We're just going to have steel dust coming out of our fucking ears. Which sounds slightly painful. Which, speaking of, I am going to go get us some more Tetris since we're getting semi-close to that. Unless you need more sulfur. How are you on sulfur?
I have 33 currently.
Okay. You're good on sulfur. So I'm going to go get us more Tetris so we can start getting it processed. And I think we can... Is it magnetite? Or is that electrolyzer? That's electrolyzer, but it's the LV electrolyzer. Because that's a good way of getting oxygen for the EBF. Okay. And I gotta go see if your pruning has reset my veins over here.
Which, by the way, apparently, something demo noticed on the borders of the moon chunks, biomes were not sharing correctly or something. They're sharing different biomes.
Ew.
It's the same issue they ran into yesterday. I was trying to test a single player world of this.
anything, any way you can fix that in your biome mod?
I'm not really sure yet what the problem is. Confused because Lathe was delete chunks and disable Realcraft origin. And I also noticed was that apparently like the village also got cut off.
That's weird, because that should be seed-based, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I thought. That shouldn't be possible. Okay, well, I can tell you so far, it doesn't look like you pruned back my mining area. If it does the biome fuck up, because, yeah, that still broke out right there, so. And you didn't prune out my mining area, so good. I don't want cheaty orders. As long as you're making them less bullshit, I'll be happy. As long as I don't see your shit as being too far bullshit, I can deal with it. Anything over fucking New Horizons is going to make me happy. Because their shit is all just bullshit. I'm just trying to give you my opinion of what would make it look the best for someone with a logic issue. And there's a lot of people in the Greg Tech community that has that logic issue. There's also a lot of them that have an issue with, well, the fucking item looks like this, so the recipe has to look like it. That's how a lot of the fucking New Horizons bullshit got put that way, which you're never going to get those people away from New Horizons or CEU anyways. Because they don't give a shit about the fucking processing balance. But you may get some people that play GT6 that have been playing it for fucking 10 years like I have been to give it a look, because it's not retarded fucking New Horizons crap, but it's more realistic-ish, or as Greg would say, more believable. Because Greg says that Greg Tech is not meant to be realistic, it's meant to be believable. And they'll find that that's why a lot of the recipes we have in here are literally just stolen right out of GT6. Also because we're doing the whole reimagine thing. But, you know, if it's stolen out of GT6, it sticks with Greg's believable. Where the fuck is my hole? Did you prune this part and not that part? I literally can't find this hole again. I keep having this problem, and I can't say it's you pruning and pruned out that part, because I had this problem before. I just could never find this fucking hole. So fuck it, I'm digging another hole. Wait a minute, am I in the right spot? No, that's the granite. I ain't in the right spot. Don't put all that back, jackass. Because then you're going to come by later and think it is the right place. Come on, it's back in here. We don't need all this ugly fucking thick granite bullshit in there. Not enough of this ugly vanilla granite crap.
Also, but I gotta say about these stone textures, one thing I'm not sure about is if he actually ever finished all of them. I think some of the cobbles kind of look like they're old. And the cobbles recolored look not so saturated, I guess.
I've seen some just a minute ago. Where in the fuck are they? Maybe too far over this way. Just seeing some of those little motherfuckers. Where are they? It's not those. Oh, that's brown limonite. And you might have regen my mining area. And my veins gone. No, there's limestone. Okay, maybe I'm over. There's copper. Okay, I wasn't over far enough. My entrance should be right here. Here it is. You didn't fuck it up. I still got it. Crazy will enjoy it as long as it feels like GT5u. Crazy loves GT5u. XAR, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to get him back to it. I'm hoping we can get him back to it. But I don't know if it's going to happen. As long as Crazy doesn't have to do, you know, flint for a fucking chest, and flint for a fucking furnace, and any one of the other number of things I bitched about being retarded. If the Greg Tech recipes are actual Greg Tech recipes. Now, one thing you're going to hear me bitch about is that fucking button in the damn machines to set the circuit thing. That is one of the laziest cocksucker fucking things they ever fucking did.
Also, I don't know if he's gonna keep those or not, but no GT5u and GT New Horizons and all those like Steam multi-blocks and stuff.
I might actually try them though. I didn't care to try them because I wasn't testing for them. But if he leaves them, I'll probably try them just to see how bullshit they are. I just assume anything added by New Horizons that isn't back-end changes is bullshit. So I didn't care to fuck with it. In GT5 view and GT5, you had to have an integrated circuit in the machine to set the recipe if the machine was going to have multiple things. We have it in here. What's an integrated circuit thing? Well, I can just look up the integrated circuit and look for uses for it, which in here is a tag, right? Yeah.
It's electric tag.
So you had this selector tag, and they just put a button in here that you select the recipe you want in the button. And I hate that because the idea of GregTech is to have multiple machines, one for each type of recipe. And I hate that fucking button. I like this tagged or integrated circuit thing, because then it's more painful to you for you to keep using the same machine for different recipes. But I do like, this is something that E came up with, was because putting an integrated circuit in there doesn't make fucking sense. Greg made a selector tag, but wait a minute. This is Greg's selector tag. Never mind. Take back what I said. This is what Greg went to in GT6, which is the selector tag. What E did was allowing you to change it without the screwdriver. That's what he did that I like. So Greg gave you the selector tag that is just small iron gears and rods, no fucking circuit needed, that then has to be put in the crafting table, changed into an integrated circuit, and then you have to use a fucking screwdriver to set the motherfucker to the right fucking number, which fucking was annoying. So in GT6 he made this where it's just a selector tag. You don't need fucking circuit to make it. It's just a bit of iron. But then what E did is, instead of having this stupid recipe to put this in a crafting table to set it from 1 to 15 and having to remember which position's the right position to have the screwdriver and which position's the right position to have the fucking selector tag, you just hold the motherfucker in your hand and right click it or shift right click it to get it to go up or down, and then it's set and you're done. And I absolutely prefer the selector tag thing, and I really prefer E's way of not doing the screwdriver thing. Greg doesn't like the screwdriver thing, or is too lazy and didn't want to change it, so he left it with the screwdriver thing. One of few things me and E actually agreed upon. But I hate the lazy ass bullshit the New Horizons did of, oh, just push a fucking button in the machine and it'll give you a ghost fucking circuit. Fuck off. That's just lazy. Make a different machine if you're gonna just put a button in. And if I can do the button thing, I better be able to set it with redstone. Because then it would at least be interesting, because I would have to set up a way to send different amounts of redstone to the machine to get it to change. Not open the fucking GUI and just push the fucking stupid button. I hate that stupid button. Yeah, but I'm saying that fucking button shouldn't exist. Period. I know I can, but why should I if there's just a fucking lazy button? It's stupid. If there's going to be a way of changing it with a button inside, there should be a way that if I give it redstone with the tag in there or an integrated circuit in there, I can then send it different amounts of redstone to tell it what it is. But then you would have to change the... Well, no, because machines don't turn on and off without redstone without a controller cover. So yeah, you should just be able to set it. If I give it, say, strength of 15 redstone, it should set that fucking signal to 15. If I get a signal of 1, it should set the tag to 1. That would at least make it interesting. Dude, I think I have another thing from Railcraft that didn't get deleted. Well, I don't know if it didn't get deleted in the new pruning. The stones they have. Quarried stone. I just found some of Railcraft's quarried stone.
It might not have turned it off. Isn't that stone different?
It's literally just marble. It's their version of marble. In GT5 and 6, you could even mass rate it into fucking marble dust. They just, Railcraft just wanted to be different from Red Power and make it quarried stone instead of fucking marble. Back in the day. And a time far, far away. Now, it may not be something you change now, but you should seriously think about changing it later. You should put it on a list of stupid bullshit they changed that didn't need to be changed. That's just lazy.
Oh, by the way, Barry, remember how you were saying that you'll do the redstone thing with records? Only problem is I think there's 24 states, not 15. Might be 25 if you count 0.
What do you mean? Redstone only has 0 to 6 or 0 to 15.
How about the circuits, not the redstone?
Oh, the circuits. Is there a use for them all? Oh yeah, there is a use for them all. You're right. Fuck. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them do. You're right, I forgot about that. Fuck. Well, that's annoying. Then fuck it, they shouldn't exist. I like that. Now granted, the reason why Greg did it that way in GT6 is you made circuits way past fucking when you needed the damn tag. So he had to make it where it was only iron. Because of the whole silicon thing. And you had to have silicon for every circuit. You didn't have a handcrafted vacuum tube fucking circuit. Hey, Dick Cheese, what's up?
Not doing that shit. Yes, I have a
What?
19 items in Middleton, so I can put
How far away is Middleton?
yeah, about half-hour drive.
Hmm.
And they want jewelry.
Jewelry?
Mm-hmm. A Walmart at this time.
Fuck, why?
No, I'm not dealing with that. Fuck. Yes, I.
Man. What the fuck is Dan coming in going, it's me again, Margaret? You ain't gonna fucking flash us, are you? Hello. This is Margaret. Oh, you naked. Anybody other than me and Junior know what the fuck song I'm quoting?
No.
I'm gonna have to play it for you at some point, Chris. It is funny ass damn song called The Street. Well, I didn't know you were still here, crazy. I knew you knew what it was. You an old bitch. Now, since she's here, that button thing in the machine will make crazy fucking happen. Because anything that makes shit easier makes crazy happen. The fact that she doesn't have to make an extra fucking circuit, doesn't have to move the motherfuckers around, that'll make her fucking ecstatic. It's just me that doesn't like that. Because I think it's lazy.
I'm probably not going to add anything like that because it's too much effort I don't really want to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Shadow ain't been here today. Bitch, don't call yourself a regular. Your ass never around. And Crazy ain't a regular. She an OG. Her ass been here since anybody. Only one been here longer than her is XAR. And that's by like a minute. Not crazy. Talk to your mom. Now tomorrow we may be testing, we may not be testing. We're supposed to be starting court keepers on Sunday or Saturdays at this time. We were supposed to start it last week, and it didn't happen. I think we were supposed to start it the week before that too, and it didn't happen. But we're supposed to be starting, so we'll see if we're here for testing tomorrow, or if we're doing court. If people show up, we'll be doing court. If not, we'll be back here testing again. Yeah, everybody else's fucking babies. They ain't even her own fucking babies.
I'm pretty sure our own are kind of already grown. Somewhat.
One, yeah. The other one's teenager. But yeah, she don't have no babies. Her babies are growing up. Her oldest is like 21 next year.
Hmm.
Yes, Junior's home. We just got back. And if you motherfuckers go around tomorrow and want to, we can be here again tomorrow before we do court keepers and testing, whichever one happens. Thinking about doing Timberborn again soon. See if that goes off any better than fucking Foundry did. Apparently nobody likes Foundry. Bunch of glitches. There, I need to what now to whose wife? For what reasons? You need that think on your... That's not how you're supposed to stream, motherfucker. People can buy you food and it's... Fuck that shit. Bad enough. That motherfucker's buying my ass food. Dan, that's a loaded question. You know that's a loaded question. Oh, you forgot it's a loaded question because you're not fucking here most of the time. So remember that that's Psychor and his ultimate ego, so you know damn well he's in fucking Discord. Yes, that's Cherokee? No, not Cherokee. What the fuck is his name? Motherfucker, you gotta get one name.
Cheetah.
Cheetah, that's it. Fucking Cheetah. Bitch just has fucking name issues. I'm gonna start calling the bitch ass motherfucker Shakira in about a damn minute. Fucking Akira shit. Fuck is Akira anyway? You're a fucking weeb. What the fuck's Akira? Fuck's that shit mean? Besides weeb moron. Because nobody knows that that's who you are, obviously. Besides, you know, me and Trent. Because he just fucking asked, and I can't fucking remember your damn name. I need my midget. Where's my midget? Tap me on the fucking knee and hand me a note. Tell me what your fucking name is. Fucking forget everything. Dude, I call the women women. I call the women woman. Because I can't keep them fucking their names up. It's an old fucking trick my old man taught me. He says, you don't ever call a woman by her real name. You call her honey, sweetheart, dear, baby, any fucking thing you can come up with. That way you can't fuck up and call them by the wrong name. My dad was a dog and he fucked everything that moved. But he was right, because I have issues with remembering fucking words now that I'm getting older, and I fuck shit up, and even though I ain't fucking either one of them, they still don't find it funny when you call crazy camera or camera crazy. So you just call them woman. And then you don't have to worry about fucking it up. And I can't call, you know, I can't call crazy honey, baby, sugar, sweetie, because, well, she married. And I ain't disrespecting her old man like that. Now, Tamra, I call her all them. And then some. But that still ain't gonna help, because I'd end up fucking up and calling crazy one of them. And I'd just get in trouble. So it's just easier to just call them both women. Whether they like it or not. And they don't like it. No, I don't think you can change your name on Twitch. I think you stuck with it once you make it. I don't think that's an option. And he probably doesn't want to. Just because I want to bitch about it. He doesn't need to change it just because I bitch about it. I'm just going to bitch about it. And fuck with him every time I can't remember who he is.
I just thought he said that he's Turkish. I thought he was Russian. So my guess was. I guess not.
Oh. You still say you're Turkish even though y'all motherfuckers are trying to change the name of your country because you don't like the name Turkey because, by the way, if anybody doesn't know this story, it's really funny. Turkey is named Turkey long before the turkey, the bird, was named Turkey. And the turkey, the bird, was named Turkey because they thought that it was related to a kind of bird that you find in Turkey. But they're not fucking related, they're not the same fucking animal. But now apparently Turkey wants to change the name of the country so they're not thought of as the bird turkey when the bird turkey's named after their asses. It's some kind of chicken thing. Can't remember what it's called. There was some kind of bird in Turkey that when the motherfuckers over here landed, or the motherfuckers landed over here from over yonder, they thought it was our turkeys were related. Correct. Our bullshit translation of your country's name, not the actual name of the country. Like, we call Germany Germany, but Germany's actually Deutschland. But we're morons and we call Dutch fucking Amsterdam, wherever the fuck where the fuck's Amsterdam? What country is that? Thank you. Ow. My brain does not work. Shut up, Junior. Dan's asking something about you, so run. Turkey. How do you pronounce that? They say now, and it is same in our language. Not Hamsterdam. Amsterdam, you retard. This isn't the old hamster dance. Amsterdam. It's in the Netherlands. Or Holland, because we're fucking retarded and have multiple names. Same fucking play. It's the bitches with the windmills. It is windmill country. All the fucking things.
By the way, I'm just waiting on the way on steel right now.
Okay.
And there.
putting the copper down here. Fuck that shit. You don't call them item barrel, please.
No.
Arrgh. Yeah, you call it a wood item storage. Dickhead. Jesus. Oh, that would be a ton of fucking work. And also, isn't it missing? Wouldn't they have to port like a whole bunch of fucking mods? Because most of them don't fucking exist. Like, all of fucking Softcraft for one?
Mm-hmm.
Homecraft is a huge fucking mod. It's not great tech level, but it's fucking big.
You'd have to do all new textures and all new code.
Oh yeah. That's fucking crazy. Some people just don't know what they're asking for when they ask this shit. And in this case, they really don't know what they're asking. Because if you're asking to go from 1.7.10 to even 1.8, it's a change, a large change. You try to go from 1.8 then to 1.9 or 1.10, that's even more of a fucking change. Let alone trying to go all the way up to fucking 120 or 121, or even 118 or 119. Yeah, Witchery 2, that doesn't fucking exist.
I think the biggest changes would be from 1.7 to 1.8, and then probably 1.8 to 1.12, and 1.12 to 1.18, then 1.18 to 1.21.
Yeah.
All those are huge changes.
But
To do mod succession.
imagine them doing it all in one like that. Just jump straight from fucking 1.7 up to 1 fucking 120 or 121, that would almost be like culture shock, I would think. Because their hands would be so tight on what they could fucking do. Or they'd have to do like Greg would do if he did it, which he isn't going to, and just rewrite, fucking Greg Tech stuff relies a lot on the fucking metadata, and metadata ain't a fucking thing anymore. They would have to rewrite an entire metadata setup just to be able to do most of the things they do, or they wouldn't be able to do them the way they do them currently.
Mm-hmm. I don't see if anyone even tried it. Probably should use GTCU modern to build off of that.
Yeah, that would be a whole lot fucking simpler. If you build it off fucking that, but then again, you're missing a lot of mods. And even mods that didn't exist. Look at fucking Tinkers. Tinkers has changed a ton from 1.7.10 to 1.20. We have Tinkers in fucking C2M. There's a fucking whole foundry thing, the melter that didn't exist. The bullshit of needing a fucking bucket of whatever fluid it is to set the fucking filters. How the fuck they screwed that shit up, I don't fucking know. That is fucking retarded. That is like some entry-level coding bullshit in my opinion. I couldn't do it, but I'm sure it can't be that fucking hard to set a fucking filter. Yeah, but look at the fucking generation that's using them, dude. You have to expect it to be fucking pussy mode. Everybody's become a fucking
Also,
pussy.
to be clear, he's talking about the RAN explosions.
I know. I know. He's talking about the fact that the explosions don't exist anymore. Which I agree, that's fucking pussy, but people back when Greg did it fucking bitched and cried about it fucking exploding. But the difference is, Greg don't give a fuck. That's one of my favorite things about the guy. He just don't give a fuck. He does shit the way he likes it, the way he wants it, and if you don't like it, well, go fuck yourself. Got a lot of respect for the dude. Him and I disagree on a lot of things, but we agree on that. You don't like it? Fuck you. I make this shit for me. And I can respect that. But New Horizons and fucking CEU and CEM, they're community based. Every fucking, there's no chief. And you have to have a chief. You can't have you can't have a whole group of engines. You gotta have a chief. You gotta have, everybody can contribute, but you gotta have one person that says no. But the problem is, you also have to have respect. Because the people that you tell no have to have enough respect to believe that you know what's best for the community and that you ain't gonna fucking just, make up some bullshit. And that's the big problem. There's a whole lot of lack of fucking respect for anything anybody. Motherfuckers are getting more selfish by the moment. That's why I have the whole, you know, it's your shit, you do with it as you want. I respect the fact that you motherfuckers put in the fucking work. I respect the fact that you motherfuckers might know better than I do at the fucking coding. Kind of expect y'all to, I also kind of respect y'all to know what the fuck when it comes to making decisions, even though I think they're wrong. But it's your choice, it's your shit. And I'm not gonna be an asshole and just run away with your shit like these motherfuckers will. And these motherfuckers have no fucking respect. They'll just take your shit and remake it. Cause you don't fucking like it, I'll just do it my damn self. Well, fuck you. Have a little respect for the motherfucker that did the work. Don't be an asshole. And there's nothing wrong with doing things. There's nothing wrong with making a compromise. Don't get me wrong. Compromise is great. But you can't compromise to the point of compromising the project. I'm sure there's some things that I bitched about in GT6 that Greg just finally got tired of listening to me bitch about. I know there's a whole lot of things I bitched about that he doubled down on. I ain't fucking doing it because your bitch ass won't stop bitching about it. Like the fucking drills that are never getting fucking changed. And I still swear that the sluice is named the sluice instead of an ore washer just because of me fucking bitching about it and putting his ass in a playpen with a fucking ore washer until they decided to grow up and get along, which was still funny. There's no wrong way to do mods, there's only opinions and preferences on them. Yep. Well, I don't know. Poorly coded mods is doing them wrong. The way Pam's did fucking Pam's in 1.6 and 1.7, that was doing it wrong. But I know what you mean, and I agree with it. But you can do it wrong. Ooh, we got a bender. Boo, we want bender. Ah, finally, the last fucking time we gotta deal with that shit. Once you get the selector tag made, you gotta make it the selector tag. Which I still can't right click, or I can't hit R on the selector tag in the recipe. Did you not figure out how to do that yet? Can you do that in the 118 version? How do you fix that in 118?
Not sure I ever did. I was never.
Still need to find a way to do that. I swore you did it in 118 though. Alright, so what do you think? Think we're ready to get the fuck out of here then? Since it's almost 11 here, 10 there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Kill the boilers. I'll leave this wood in here. Let it get done with as much as it can. Because you did now get everything chunk loaded. So everything is gonna fucking run. Until it die. So y'all have a good night. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Yell at me in Discord if you want me to do some of that cure thing.